Welcome, everybody. It is the first day of Q4 and ERT News, episode 11. Anton, you ready to rock?
I am. I'm ready to rock. It's a pleasure to be here with you always, but especially in our little universe of the virtual family office, which includes tax planning. Q4 is an exciting time.
Some would say the most wonderful time of the year. My mom used to say that was back to school season, but for us, it's Q4. All
Q4.
right, let's get into what we're going to cover here today. We've got the VFO tax planning process. This is something that you came up with recently with just some high demand with Mr. Tim Gacy. So, really excited for you to unveil what that is. We'll also talk about the school collab calls happening on Thursday, our first collab call live on school. We'll also talk through the advisor member survey. So, I will let you frame out the VFO tax planning process. So excited about this.
Perfect. Yes, I'm very excited as well. So, for those of you that have not had a chance to work with Tim Gacy, he's an incredible CPA. He's with us full time. He's been in the industry for over 25 years, both at large firms like Ernst & Young, smaller firms that focus on tax planning for high-end clients, and he's been in the security side of the world at LPL and other broker dealers. So he's got incredible background when it comes to not only tax planning, but also investments and the ramifications of those investments in the tax planning universe. He's been really helping Elite Resource Team, I'd say, up its tax planning game. And so for the clients that have been utilizing our virtual family office fast track, when a client is going through that and they identify tax planning as one of their priorities, Tim is the one that comes in, meets with the clients, analyzes all of their tax returns, and if it's a business, their P&Ls, etc., and then comes up with a tax planning proposal, meets with the clients and you, delivers the proposal. So far, we're batting 100%. Clients decide to move forward, and then he actually leads the clients through a detailed tax plan all the way to implementation. So there's a lot of demand, a lot of requests for Tim's time. And up to this point, we've said, really, the only way we can have Tim working with advisors and accountants and their clients is through the virtual family office fast track. But we are introducing something today where actually Tim is going to be available with a couple members of our team to assist with more tax planning needs. Again, given it is what Jenna refers to as the most wonderful time of the year, Q4. There's so much demand right now. I think there's so much interest in proactive and advanced tax planning. This is something that we just felt like really made sense to roll out. So,
And a lot of interest in Tim. I mean, I don't want to say ERT News has made him a celebrity, but I mean, he's a rock star around here.
you feel like we put him on the map a little bit? Is that what you're
Yeah, we
saying?
put him on the map. Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. So this is a one pager that you can use with clients. Now it's only available right now, at least at the launch, for Fusion members of our community. So if you've thought about joining Fusion before, now might be a really good time to do it. If you don't know what Fusion is, we'll include some information below this video, and we'd be happy to jump on the phone with you and talk about whether or not it makes sense. But let's talk about the VFO tax planning process that we're rolling out now for Q4. So this is, again, a deliverable that you can give a client that you know likely has a desire to pay less in income tax. So we go over a high level, what is a virtual family office? Why does tax planning for family offices deliver such better results than traditional CPAs or traditional investment advisors? And then we start getting into the tax planning process that we've created here. So it starts with a discovery. We have an online form, which we'll show you in a moment. We call it the tax planning diagnostic. Client or you just enter a very basic amount of information and you make a $500 deposit. Now, if we determine that there's nothing we can do to help, we'll refund the $500. But the $500 and the form essentially holds your place in line. And then what we do is we analyze the information. From there, Tim will say, hey, I need some additional documentation where I can do a deeper review of their circumstance. It will likely be the last 2 years of tax returns and, as I said, maybe some business documentation. From there, we'll go into scheduling a meeting, and we will meet with the client, with the member, whether that's an advisor or accountant, and Tim, and we'll go through an ROI meeting. That's basically the proposal. We'll show ultimately what the investment would be, so total out of pocket, what the return would be. So how much are you actually going to get back? Our rule of thumb is we would consider it a good tax plan if we are doing a 2-to-1 ROI or more. So the total amount of money that comes out of the client's pocket should be at least they should get at least double amount of that back because of the tax plan in year one alone.
Sounds good
So
to me.
yeah, it's a pretty easy no-brainer. We
Yeah.
say, if you invest 7 grand, we're going to get you 21 back in savings. If you invest 20 grand, we're going to get you 50 back in savings, etc. All right, the fourth step is we're actually going to do a deeper dive on the education if they like the initial proposal, where we go through the exact strategies, what the investment would be, not the fee to us, but the out-of-pocket investment, the cash flow, what the 10-year projections be, what would the VFO specialist that would be required if they want to meet with the VFO specialist, if they want us to meet with their CPA, we'll handle all of those things. And then from there, once they're comfortable and they give it the green light, we move into the fifth step, which is actual implementation, where we hold their hand, make sure everything gets implemented, following all of the tax deadlines and all of the appropriate reporting is done to the IRS. So that is the 5-step process of the VFO tax planning. We have a little bit of data towards the bottom of this one pager, but Jenna, why don't you jump onto that form there? So this is the online page that you would land on with a client. And it again walks through what are the 5 steps, gives a little bit of additional credibility to the process. Right now, our average tax planning fee per client is 21,000. Our average savings for the client is over 100,000. Go ahead and go to the start the process now. That leads to the tax planning diagnostic form. So again, some basic information, income, taxes paid, whether or not they own a business, what's their primary focus? Is it prior tax years? We're actually looking at going back and amending past documents, or is it current tax year, or is it future tax planning, like the potential sale of an asset? Find out whether or not they have a tax professional, and if so, how would they rate that tax professional? And then specifically, what type of tax we're talking: income tax, capital gains tax, charitable gift tax, business tax planning, retirement, estate tax planning. And then the last thing we get is the client's mindset towards risk. So we want to know, are they very conservative? Are they average risk? Are they very aggressive? And that gives us an idea when we're actually looking at the different strategies, how we want to build the tax plan. We really don't just want one individual strategy that we bring a client. It's layering. It's 2, it's 3, it's 4 plus strategies and different angles to maximize the tax savings. Then once they hit submit, it will go over to that $500 refundable deposit page. That essentially holds their place in line, covers the costs of the internal team to review the initial documents, and then get back to you on whether or not there's some meaningful savings that we could identify. So that's the VFO tax planning process. Again, initially, at least, we're rolling it out to the Fusion members, but I wanted to walk everyone through it. If you think it would be valuable for us to offer this to the membership at large, yeah, comment in the video below. We don't have the bandwidth to do it right now, but as we're looking to build the team in 2026, maybe that's something, if the demand is there, we consider hiring additional team members to help with that. But for the moment, what do you think, Jenna? Kind of cool?
I love it. And I would say too, now is the time with Fusion. I always love when people join Fusion around this time because we have the Fusion Lab coming up in January. After all your Q4 tax planning, you kind of refresh out in San Diego with us this January, Martin Luther King Day weekend right before. And it's just a lot of fun to kind of get in the mix, get with the community, get with, our incredible community of Fusion advisors and start tapping into some of these additional value adds. The Catalyst members get a ton of content and resources, but it's really cool to be a part of that mastermind with the Fusion members. So I would say if you're thinking about it, now's a great time, as Anton said.
Very well said. Now is a great time.
Now's a great time. And don't forget, tomorrow, our Catalyst collaboration calls are now hosted on School. So we sent out an email earlier this week. We also posted in the community. Our next call is going to be October 2nd. It's 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern. So it doesn't change the time. What's changing here is the place. So no longer on Zoom. Throw that Zoom link out. All you have to do is go into your calendar in Catalyst and you'll see the school link already added. You can add it directly to your personal calendar, or you can jump on to School and you'll see that nice big red live button when you get on tomorrow and join us just directly there. You have to be a member of the Catalyst community to join the Catalyst collaboration call. What that means is that if some point down the road someone's no longer a member, they're not continuing to get our Zoom links and kind of get into our calls. It keeps it really exclusive. It keeps it really clean. We piloted it with the Fusion members, and it's been really fun to see the difference and just kind of a much more intimate call, no bots and all of that. We'll add the transcript, almost like a Fathom-like summary. This way you have it, and we post it directly on School right after. So it's
Yep, well
really
said. And
cool.
for the accountants listening, if you're a member of the Forward Accounting community, your calls will also be moving to School as well. Ian Wellen will do an update post in the Forward Accounting community for that.
Love it. The advisor member survey. So you might be wondering what this is, but you also might have received an email from us asking you to fill it out. So we are really hoping that you will participate. What this does is gives us a much better idea of how you're feeling as a member within ERT. So if you received an email from us asking you to fill out a survey, that would have been from Anton. So definitely click the link, fill out the survey. It really helps us in the long run. We appreciate you if you've already done it.
We do. We appreciate you have done it. Appreciate if you will do it. Shouldn't take more than a few minutes. And it's really helpful as we're just considering how do we go into 2026, delivering ideally more value to the community and building something that everybody benefits from.
100%. And that leads us to what's coming soon. Anton, what do you got on deck?
VFO accreditation. So last year was the first year where we had rolled this out. We had nearly 20 members that hit the VFO accreditation. It's open to both advisors and accountants. And it's for anyone that generates 50,000 or more using the virtual family office specialists. We have some additional details that we're excited to announce and 2 new tiers, meaning last year there was people blew it out of the water. It was way more revenue than we were initially anticipating. So we've added 2 additional tiers and benefits and higher rebates and payouts. So we'll be sharing that next week.
Love it. I don't even know about these tiers yet. You better give me the inside
This
scoop.
is the news, Jenna.
I can't wait
This is
till
breaking
next
news.
week. All right. Well, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Episode 11, that's a wrap. Super excited to meet with you all again next week. Anton, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Likewise. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you.